Hey YouTube, it's me, your boy B3, back with another kicking graphic novel trade collection review. Yeah, we have one here for today. Another DC, another Batman. Yeah, we've done a few Batman books. This one's a bit older than most of the ones we've done. Because we've done some New 52s, you know, and stuff like that. But, yeah, this is from right before Batman died in Final Crisis. It's Batman R.I.P. Yeah, so there's a little story before this that I don't have, but it's fine. You know, so Dr. Hurt, clever name, is, you know, he's kind of hypnotized Batman, put a trigger word in his head, but Batman has this defense against, like, psychotic warfare where he turns into the Batman of Zurin Ara, something like that. And it's the Batman persona, but without Bruce Wayne, so he'll beat people a bit more mercilessly. Still not killing, but freaky. And he hallucinates Batmite as his conscience. Here's a picture of his ass. Look at that. Look at that motherfucker. It's pretty crazy. Mattel made a figure of him if you're interested. He carries around a baseball bat and just beats people to shit with it. But yeah, Dr. Hurt, like, photoshopped all this stuff about his mom and his dad being junkies and Alfred being his actual dad and fucking his mom. Crazy stuff. And, like, planted evidence that he might be schizophrenic, that Bruce Wayne might be, so he kind of, like, ruined Bruce Wayne's life. And then there's, like, the Black Hand, which is, like, this council of rich people that just kind of gambles on people's lives because rich people are fucking crazy in Gotham. Even the good ones are fucking crazy. Batman's a legit insane person. Like, one of the big question of this book is Batman insane? And he's not as insane as, like, the Black Hand wants people to believe he is, but he is. Batman's definitely a crazy person, right? Like, from day one, Batman's been a crazy person. He should be committed. He dresses like a fucking bat. Batman's cool as shit, but he's a loon. But yeah, the Joker is freaky in this. So he was apparently killed by a member of the Black Hand who was impersonating Batman, and he was shot in the head, so he has this, like, bullet wound in his head, and he cuts his tongue in half in this book, and he's freaky. He's really crazy looking. You know, something about murdering people with straight razors is just appealing. I don't know. I think it just makes people seem crazier because it looks so out of place, but at the same time it feels like something you could just grab at any time because it's old-timey, but it's also like a tool we kind of still use, you just use a different type of it. I don't know how to explain it. They, like, bury Batman alive, and they were gonna make him brain dead and then disfigure him and do all this stuff, and Batman Incorporated was called in, so we got to see Knight and Squire for a little bit, which is cool. I enjoy Knight and Squire. We got to see them. We got to see a good bit of Tim Drake. That's pretty cool. They almost lobotomized Nightwing. Yeah, you know, fun stuff. So it wasn't bad. I enjoyed it. I've read better Batman stories, but it's Grant Morrison and Tony S. Daniel, who both do great work. And then we also got a few other names on here. Sandu Florea, Lee Garbett, Trevor Scott. Trevor Scott sounds familiar, but that might just be because both of those are common names. I don't know. And then we have another kind of The Butler Did It. The story is one of the titles for it. And then Breaking Down the Bat is another title for it. It's kind of like a stream of consciousness bat history. It's a compilation of this continuity's bat history with kind of some what ifs thrown in there and things like that. It's a little hard to explain, but they did it because Batman was about to die in Final Crisis. We've already talked about Final Crisis in review. I actually did that review with Matty Matt. He'll be coming back at some point. But, yeah, so we already did that. And there were these mad scientists experimenting on him, trying to make like Batman clones that would be subservient to them. All this stuff. It was weird. Once again, kind of stream of consciousness stuff. Sound in the Fury. Not as stream of consciousness as Sound in the Fury, because there was a little something grounding it a bit. But, yeah, you know, it was really cool. Gripes. You do need to read something before it. It's not entirely... You can understand it, but you'll understand it better if you read some of the stuff before it. His love interest in this, of course, she's gonna betray him. Like, it seems pretty obvious to me. There's not anything that she says or really does that makes this seem obvious. She's just a little too good to be true. You know? Of course she's part of it. You know? Like, that wasn't a surprising twist, because it really just didn't no one cared. But I mean, that's mostly it for my gripes. I actually think this colorful Psycho Batman is actually kind of interesting, a little refreshing. It's nice to see something different every now and then, you know? I liked that. The costume is weird, but it's supposed to be weird. It's supposed to be out there, you know? The artwork is great, you know? I really like the art, actually. It's very impressive. It's probably my favorite thing about this piece. And the story's, once again, not bad. It's a good story. But I mean, like, there are better Batman stories out there. I feel like this specific story might mostly be famous because, one, of Hurt, and two, because it's from right before he dies. I mean, they've reprinted this a few times, so, I mean, this is a relatively recent one. So, but, yeah, you know, IGN called it as good as superhero comics get. I don't know what issues of Batman are in this, is the thing. They aren't on... They're not labeled anywhere. There's no info page. You open it up, and it goes straight to the comic. This is the first page of the comic. There's normally an info page or something in the front. Let me give you an example. Here's Flashpoint, which we also already did a review of. A page like this that lists everybody that worked on the comic. Just a nice credits page. It doesn't have one of those. I don't know if it fucking fell out or what happened, but I'm pretty sure my whole book is intact, which is weird. But I mean, it's a good story. It's actually $14.99, which is pretty affordable. Normally a book this size would go about $16.99, so it's about $2 cheaper than you would expect. And this is the American price. The Canadian price is $17.99. But, yeah, that's it, you know. It's not a bad book. I enjoyed it. I'm keeping it in my collection for sure. That'll be a nice one to revisit down the line. Not something you could reread shortly afterwards, but, like, wait a little while, reread it again, definitely. Yeah, it's totally rereadable. But, that's it. So, today we have Batman, R.I.P., Grant Morrison, Tony S. Daniel. Two great names. We'll be doing more Tony S. Daniel Batman stuff, actually, as we get into Battle for the Cowl and Life After Death, stuff like that. But, as I always say, thank you all very much for your support. Remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. Check it out in the cool links in the description below, Facebook, Twitter, etc. And we'll see you all later. Hello, YouTube. Poorly shaved Baraki 3 here, back with another butt fucking... I'm sorry. Cut. Another butt fucking... whatever.